What we're talking about today, the mortality impacts Black women and women of color at a much higher rate than white women by almost 40%.
That's right. My Sister's Keeper is working to conquer that statistic and also really celebrate those who have survived.
Welcome back, Karen Daniel of Komen, Great Plains, and Maxine Jackson from My Sister's Keeper. Welcome.
Good to see you,
I love
Karen.
the
Maxine,
pink
good to see
and
you.
black and white combo today. You guys look fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, Maxine, someone who's not familiar with My Sister's Keeper, what is it?
My Sister's Keeper is a breast cancer support, education, and advocacy group primarily for African American women, but we don't preclude any other ethnicities.
Yeah. How did it get started? You've been around 17 years.
Yes, the program was started by Jackie Hill and Gwen Watson, two breast cancer survivors themselves who realized that there was no support for African American women in North Omaha, and therefore they started that program.
So tell us, how are you supporting these women?
Well, we support women emotionally. We support them tangibly. Any way that we can help to alleviate stress for these ladies, we would do things like buy gas cards for them to travel to their many doctors and chemo appointments. And we just provide as much as we possibly can for them.
Support system, because it can be tough to go through it alone,
Yes, it is.
and it's especially comforting to have people who are going through it with you at the same time,
Exactly.
or know what it's like to go through that. So,
Yes.
Karen, Komen partnered with My Sister's Keeper. How did that relationship come about, and how long have you been working with them?
Yeah, we've been working with My Sister's Keeper for, gosh, 10 years. And again, we want to make sure that we can provide the resources that these women can use. And like we do with many of our grantees, they know best where the resources need to be applied. You know, this mortality, this disparity for breast cancer is one of our areas of emphasis in research. So that we can achieve the bold goal, you know, decrease the number of breast cancer deaths by 50% by 2020.
and Karen, African American women have a much higher mortality rate from breast cancer. And why is that?
Well, you know, like a lot of things in life, it's a lot of different reasons. But we know now from the research that some of it has to do with genetics, a higher proclivity toward triple negative breast cancer, a particularly aggressive form that affects African American women younger. There's a higher rate of the genetic problem BRCA1 and BRCA2 in African American women. And then of course there's some social issues, so it's multifaceted.
Each year you have this celebration of life.
Yes.
How does that, it really focuses on survivors, and how does it help those survivors?
Well, it gives them a sense of, I'm not forgotten.
Right.
And we look at them and we want them to know that we are there to celebrate life. That's exactly what we do. And we also honor the memory of those who have lost the battle to breast cancer. So, as I said, we just want to do something good for those survivors. We want them to know that they've not been forgotten.
Right. How many years has this event been going on?
This is our 17th year.
17.
Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome.
So you've started from day one with the celebration of life, pretty much, right?
Well, you know, I wasn't around at that time,
Right,
but
no,
I think probably so.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is going to be special about this year's event?
Well, what's going to be special about this year's event, we're going to have a founder's tribute. So we're going to be honoring Jackie, who was deceased last year, and Gwen Watson, who is a very viable person. She's still with us. And we're going to be a tribute to them, and we're going to have a fashion show.
Oh,
a fashion show. Yes, a fashion show. We're going to, it's about 50% breast cancer survivors and 50% other models.
And this is Gwen right here, right?
Yes,
in the pink
that's
scarf.
Gwen
So
Watson.
she's one of the founders.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. She's
Yes.
gorgeous.
Yes.
What are you most excited for with this event? What do people look forward to the most?
I think people look forward to the camaraderie.
Yes.
Seeing other cancer survivors, and just to be together.
Right.
And realize that, you know, well, one thing in the celebration of life, we have a candle lighting. And we, you know, as we call the years of survival, they will have a seat. And then the last person, the longest living survivor, is still standing. And so that's very exciting for us. And usually it's Miss Emma Hart, who is a 48-year survivor.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, yes.
Congrats to Emma. So how can women out there who are interested in My Sister's Keeper, how can they get involved?
They can get involved by calling our office at 402-541-5803. And because we do have support staff, we have other people that come in and help us. And we want to try to get the word out about My Sister's Keeper because there are so many women out there that are going through this alone.
Yeah,
and we want them to get involved and enjoy that camaraderie, as I said, of the other cancer survivors.
Well, the Celebration of Life is this Sunday at 2 o'clock, the Scott Conference Center. You can, you really encourage people to RSVP or buy the tickets. It's 541-5803, Sunday at 2 o'clock. Thanks for coming on and sharing your message about your organization. Karen, good to see you.
Thank you
Had Race for the Cure a couple weeks ago, and so.
That was fun. Perfect day. Gorgeous.
Yes,
it was a fun event. So thank you.
I also just wanted to say that the RSVP is closed.
It is.
Yes.
They're sold out.
We're totally sold out.
You're sold out, so nobody can come to this. Nobody can come?
You can come.
Okay. You're totally sold out. KomenGreatPlains.org is another website for Karen to get a hold of. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Maxine, good to see you. Thanks.